Welcome to 6G Agenda. I'm Andrew, your host, and I'm here with Justin again.
Yo.
And we talk about what they won't. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the special 2-hour event we did with Ben from End of the World News on the last episode.
That was
threw out
fire.
some bangers. It was fun.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it, Justin?
Yeah, man. That was fun.
Hell yeah, dude. It was crazy. We could have kept going.
We could have. It felt like we could have talked for the rest of the night. It could have been a 5-hour special for fucking who knows.
Hey, someday we're gonna get some of those, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's what, you know what I mean? That's what the Patreon donation thing's for, because we're gonna fucking build up to where we're just doing this all the time, and you're gonna get some full day events. You know, I think the podcast, like, well, whatever. I think the podcast, like, what am I thinking? Record breaker, you know, is like fucking 3 days or something crazy. So
Holy shit. Like being 3 days long?
yeah, could you imagine?
Oh, no.
Man, I can't do that.
No,
That's
dude. That would
wild.
be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, you can press the whole everything into that, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy. I wonder what he talked about the whole time. You
I know, right?
Imagine what that topic, like what podcast category that is.
He had to have had topics in a hat. Like an endless, deep fucking hat.
It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll start doing that.
Shit.
But yeah, go check out our description whenever you get a chance. At the bottom, check our social medias. YouTube, definitely go follow that, because on Fridays I'm doing lives. And if you don't want to join the Patreon, that's fine. But I have lives on YouTube, so you could go there and listen to what I'm doing. But we do offer a StreamYard link where you could go and be a part of it, like on stage, whatever, commenting with me about the books that we're into as well. But if you don't want to do that, just comment on YouTube. Come join us. Definitely, please recommend that. Come hang out with us. We're going to be going over Bill Cooper's Behold a Pale Horse. We did the first chapter. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. We got deep. 30-minute episode. We got so deep. I stopped it. I was like, that's it, dude. We're staying right here, because I wanted to bring some of that stuff up on Outside Minds afterwards. So I was like, this is a good place to stop.
Yeah. I listened to like
It was
the
a good
first
time.
half of it. It was a good time.
Yeah. Definitely go check our Outside Minds episode too. I'm gonna start bringing Justin with me, dude. I'm gonna make him come hang out with me, dude. We you know, that Outside Minds, you know, they asked me to be a host as well, like an interim, or like
Yeah,
a
I saw that. I
co-host
listened to that
technically,
episode.
right?
Yeah.
So that means you too, bro. So you got to start coming.
By
so you
by
know.
extension.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. They brought it up multiple times. So yeah, we're gonna
For
have a good
sure.
time. It's a good vibe.
Right
But
on.
and dude, like they're like kind of color scheme and how they do things blends
Yeah.
so well with ours. It almost looks like we are the same show.
It does.
Like when they put
Yeah, the
sometimes.
vibe fits really well. Like I've listened to all 3 of your guys' episodes now, and
Yeah.
it seems like it would be a great time.
Yeah, definitely different takes on things. Like they're also, you know, have different takes on everything.
For
I just
sure.
mean like when they post the promo on the internet, you know, like on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it looks like, yeah. Anyway, so otherwise, we are going to get into another Silent Weapons episode. I'm thinking the Montreal Experiment is kind of what started and initiated me wanting to do a Silent Weapons series. We
For
had an
sure.
awesome comment from OG Tito around the first episode that kind of segued us into Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars, which was awesome. I mean, this has been a cool little, kind of short, but awesome little series, the way it's been going.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting into, I mean, it's been branching off into other series that we're going to be starting as well, currently and soon. But anyway, so the Montreal Experiment, there was a court case going on right now for the families of these people who were experimented on during the MK Ultra experiments, which were going on in 1950s. I think this was around the 50s as well. And some of the shit that was too illegal for us to do here, they decided, let's just send it up to Canada.
This is an article from 2022.
Really?
They were doing this shit.
So were they trying? Okay, so they have done this multiple times, but right now there should be a current one going on, like right now.
Yeah.
It mentions Pam Bondi in the indictment, just because America was involved, and so the current DA has to answer to what they did before.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is nuts. This is what kind of kicked it off. Yeah, I'm very curious about it. And I've been doing a little deep dive on this crazy guy, Ewen Cameron. He's the doctor that was doing some wild shit, dude, at the
Yeah.
Allan Memorial Institute. So it
Here's
says
the
here, victim. Yeah, go
CBC
ahead.
article.
Yeah, so CBC, what the fuck is that?
Not sure, but that's the site that I'm on.
Oh, this is Canadian news, bro. That's got to be what it is.
That's for sure what it
So
is because it does say .ca.
yeah, let's go up to the top. What does that say? Just so I'll read it to people. Victims of the CIA linked Montreal brainwashing experiments cleared to sue in action lawsuit, a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
This was on July 31st, 2025. So about a month ago.
About
Hell yeah.
4 months ago.
So yeah, these you know, a lot
Three
of the
months
people
ago.
that are involved in, yeah, a lot of the people that are involved in this are dead. So
Hmm.
this is mostly for the families.
There's your homie
But yeah,
Ewen Cameron. Yep. But yeah,
yeah,
this is
dude.
just saying that they're like, all right, you're good to go. They're giving the green
Yeah, you
light
can
to him.
fucking litigate the fuck out of them,
Yeah.
right? That's the plan. Um oh, let's before we get going into this is what we're gonna be talking about. We have been lacking, dude. I forgot about the comments. We haven't been shouting out comments. We're gonna get back in there. Shout out to the comments that have been coming through.
Let's do it.
We've been having some on Spotify. We're gonna take a little segue. We're gonna have so much more. We're just giving you a little teaser on the Montreal. But first, we gotta give the shout outs, man.
Sarah Boston, per usual. Right on.
Sarah Boston, always coming through. She gave some, yeah, dude. She loved the talk with Ben. That's awesome. Also, we had Owen Benjamin is a great podcast without the programming. Appreciate you. God bless you as well. Beta 1190 on YouTube. And yeah, on the live, we had somebody comment that they love the content from the Bill Cooper episode. As I said, 30-minute banger. And then on Spotify, we did have Miserable Bitch. Okay. I highly suggest you look into the West Memphis 3 before you aver this narrative. Okay, well, aver this narrative. I don't know. We did some more research. So that was a very I admit a poorly researched episode, the Finders. Now, I kind of because there was so much to it. And to be honest with you, I didn't expect there to be so many layers to the Finders cult shit. And so there were so many more that I was finding out afterwards as we were doing other episodes. So
Yeah.
I could have did better on that, and I apologize. I brought up a couple things that I shouldn't have because they were just their own like deep dives. You know, the West Memphis 3. You know, whether they did it or not, there's like a whole deep dive just on that, and I kind of speculated from a point of view where I was very shallow researched on that subject. So my apologies. I don't usually do that. It's not a habit I make. And yeah, anyway, appreciate you, Wade, for the great episode from the found us at NDS. And all right, let's get back to it. Appreciate you guys. And
Shout
definitely
out.
go comment. We'll shout you out if you comment, rate, follow, share, all that fun shit. All right, no more of that. My apologies. So this dude, Ewen Cameron was a psycho, man. He tried to do something called psychic driving to these people, man. That's what he called it. So of course, as we know, Artichoke, Bluebird, MK Ultra, MK Delta, they're all part of the same thing. This was a part of it. Drugs, behavior modification research program. Chemical and biological agents were used to force information and control people. And objectives of MK Ultra in Montreal were to direct the outgrowth of World War II era and also a three-pronged research into behavior modification to see how well it works. And I'll get into the three-pronged thing in a minute. And also interrogation aids they were trying to make and develop countermeasures. So in 1955, there was a document that shows how much that this grew range-wise to the targets. There was shock and confusion used, materials to give symptoms of illness, substances to discredit people, materials to cause victims to age faster. They made substances to help withstand torture, as well as, and by the way, they had to do all this to people to create the substances,
Yeah,
right? So
dude.
imagine, so I'm going to create this thing so you can withstand torture. Let's see if it works. That's the
Fuck
crazy part
no.
about it, dude. That's the crazy part about it. Substances to cause blisters and to alter the personality. That's a weird mix. Like, I'm going to give you blisters
Yeah,
and I'm going to
dude.
fuck you up.
Your entire body's gonna blister. You're also gonna be a completely different person.
Yeah, it's going to change you.
What the
So
fuck?
using substances to make it hard to work, like ambition, etc. And so these were things that went on that they were trying to create. So there was a yeah, it's nuts. There was a 3-stage brainwashing procedure that
Mm.
they kind of followed. Dr. Ewen Cameron followed. You could pull that Wikipedia up so they could look that you had. All right, cool. Okay, first, he would eliminate the patient's will, thus establishing control over them. Secondly, he would do something called depatterning with
Wow.
mental drug induced comas, high voltage electroshock therapy. He would like put you in sensory deprivation, high heat, high or low heat, like cold freezing. Oh yeah, there you go. Yep, sensory deprivation, given little food, water, oxygen.
Yeah.
Instead of instead, while all this was going on, they would inject them with drugs, LSD, to keep them paralyzed, and they would give them amphetamines, barbiturates.
Good God, dude.
Go back up to the shocks, dude. This got really crazy. So usually it was 2 to 3 daily sessions that were ordered, consisting of 6 150-volt shocks that lasted 1 second. But after 34, and then after 34, 40 daily sessions, we're going to get into how that was a whitewash. What we just read, that paragraph, dude, he did, bro. There was some people that got hit over 150 times.
Like a day?
I think so.
Damn.
I have to look. We'll get to it.
Because
I
this
don't
was
wanna,
saying
dude,
30
it's
to 40
crazy.
daily sessions, and then, oh, fuck me,
So
dude.
usually I love how they see, that's how you know it's whitewashed. Usually 2 to 3 daily sessions, and then it said after 30, 40 daily sessions,
Yeah,
Cameron
that's
progressively reduced the sessions and finished the treatment after a 2-year follow-up program.
quite the difference.
So people would go in there
Jesus
with like
Christ.
postpartum disorder. People would go in there with like postpartum disorder, standard anxiety disorder, and they would come out of there a vegetable or a complete like a child like infant, couldn't remember what happened to them.
Yeah.
Because this guy would really reduce these people down to like nothing. He said, I'm going to give you a blank slate and we're going to start you from scratch, and then we can go from there. That's how he looked at it.
Well, I imagine so, if one of the techniques he was using was completely depriving a person of everything they need to live and
Yeah,
injecting them with acid.
I know. And this is why you can't read Wikipedia to figure this out. It says right here, the drug induced sleep, which took place in a sleep room, usually lasted from a few days up to 86 days. Okay, so that's really vague. It would last a few days or up to 86 days.
I
Go
wonder
back
who
up,
wrote
go back up,
this.
go back up. It was above, yeah, at the very top.
Yeah,
So,
right here.
yeah, they would do drug induced sleep, right? And they said a few days usually, but it lasted and then up to 86 days. Like the way they word
Yeah.
this, it's okay. We're going to get deep into it because I got a lot of the standard practices that he wrote down. Like I wrote
Yeah.
it down so we could go over what he really did, the gradual growth of just shocking the shit out of people and injecting them with drugs. And
Yeah. And I
yeah, it's
know this
nuts.
is like a fucking prop dummy, but Jesus Christ. This
I
dude
know.
looks fucking, he's in fear.
Dude, I was thinking the same thing like that.
Petrified.
Just the face in general is freaky.
Yeah. And imagine having
I
that
don't like it.
fucking thing attached to your head
Yeah, I'm good.
with
Yeah, yeah, dude, it's
Christ.
nuts. So this dude promoted lobotomies. Like this is back when they were doing lobotomies to people, right? He was one of the main guys. Like he loved lobotomies. Now, by the way, when this guy was around, he was the president of like every single psychology institute that there was. Like he was such a highly renowned psychologist while he was alive. Donald Ewen Cameron. He was the key figure in the Montreal experiments. Let me go to my notes because I know it's going to be better. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it
No, because
doesn't necessarily
honestly,
talk about the 4 places you're referring to.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Okay, hold on 1 second. You could keep that up for a second. Okay. Dr. Ewen Cameron at the Allan Memorial Institute. Well, before that, yeah, go into before that. My bad. Go ahead and stay on that. I'm going to read it. He was born on December 24th, 1901, Scotland, and graduated the University of Glasgow. So this dude moved around a little bit, moved to Albany University, and began his research into sensory deprivation and memory in 1938. 1953, see, they skipped over all the connections he had. He had a connection to Alan Dulles through, I believe, Sweden or Switzerland. He was working there, and then they pretty much were like, yo, we want you to go do this. So they sent him to Canada to go, or maybe he was in New York. Either way, he was working and then met Dulles, and then that's how this all got
Mm,
started. So in 1953, after meeting Dulles, he developed his theory of psychic driving to cure schizophrenia. And also, again, it's whitewashed. Anxiety, anybody who viewed the world as like they thought society was messed up, kind of like me and you,
yeah.
right? Like people like that, like anybody, right? And this dude, he worked on the Nuremberg trial. So whenever the Nazis were being interrogated, he was one of the main interrogators on the Nuremberg trial, right? And so, what are you finding? Yeah.
I'm going
In
to
spite of
the
his high professional reputation, he has been criticized. Oh no, go back to that. That's perfect. I love that. Go back to where you were. In spite of his high professional reputation, he's been criticized for, among other things, his experimentation on adults and children, administering electroconvulsive therapy, experimental drugs, including poisons such as curare and hallucinogens such as LSD, to patients and prisoners without their knowledge or informed consent. Some of this work took place in the context of MK Ultra, the program for developing the mind control and torture techniques, psychoactive poisons, and behavior modification systems. I love how they were like, despite this guy's great, I mean, this guy was I mean, people like they didn't like him. The
good
people that knew him
grief.
actually, yeah, people that knew him said that he was an asshole,
Yeah.
for lack of better terms. I mean, they said he was terrible. And just wanted to be important, even whenever people like it, they, a lot of his experiments just clearly didn't work. He was just, I mean, he was making people piss and shit themselves, like turn into like infants, and he wasn't able to really control them any better.
Yeah.
It was just making them terrible. And every time that they wouldn't give in, he thought they were just like trying to piss him off. And so he would like he imagine that as your doctor, right? So yeah, the target of this brain warfare in the minds of men is the minds of men, both on a collective and individual basis. They were trying to condition the mind to react
Mm.
to impulses instead and getting rid of like free will, right? That was kind of what he was trying to do. But like I said, his experiments weren't working, dude. And so he would just get pissed off, like these guys don't want to. And he pretty much had a green light from our government to do whatever he wanted. And he made all kinds of money while he was doing it. So he was just like, do you remember American Horror Story? The one,
Yeah.
the Asylum. You
Mm,
saw that one?
I think so.
Look up the German or the doctor in Asylum, horror AHS Asylum. So the doctor in that was about a Nazi doctor who was pretty much doing all the stuff that Ewen Cameron was doing. Now, Ewen Cameron was not a Nazi doctor, but I'll put you in on a little secret.
This fucker?
Yeah, that guy. He was doing fucked up shit in that show, dude. But anyway, so Ewen Cameron was essentially this guy, right? And so what I mean by that is he wasn't a Nazi doctor because he actually worked with the Nuremberg trial and worked with the Nazis, and he forced like torture, made them like, answer like truth serum, all kinds of shit, right? Well, he thought that they were really fucked up and wrong, but he ended up doing exactly what they did in all of his experiments.
Mm.
So oddly enough, he actually turned out just like them,
Yeah.
right? So it turned into a weird thing where he's like he despised the Nazis and then he turned into them, essentially. Uh, because again, the Nazis came over here and MK Ultra became a thing after they came
Yeah.
here, and I believe that is what really went on. So even though he was at the Nuremberg trials, I think that they gave him a guy that was already a Nazi,
He became his own worst enemy.
pretty much.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, or he was already on that track. You know what I mean? Like he was already fucking around with the Nazis anyway, or liked
Yeah.
them. as
He
much
was
as he
already
acted
dark.
like.
He was already down the dark path.
Yeah. Who knows? I don't mind throwing a little bit of dirt on his name because this guy was a monster, absolute monster.
Yeah, bro. Just from the few things we've read already, fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, he ran and grew the McGill University and Allan Memorial Institute, recruiting biologists, psychologists, etc. He was considered the best at the time. He was invited to the Nuremberg to analyze Rudolf Hess, which was really fucking crazy. They interrogated and forced confessions, and he became, after this, just like the supposed Nazis, like I said. He believed that the world was made of the strong and weak,
Mm,
and that they need to be identified and evaluated, which is pretty fucking wild. And it can't allow children to be influenced by the weak.
yeah.
So, in other words, like you shouldn't be having kids if you have a certain thought process, which is wild because that is Nazi shit.
Yeah, that is fucked.
Yeah. And the psychiatrist should be in charge, he thought, of pretty much everything. So this is where, like, again, where I mentioned the Bernays propaganda, Netflix, it's owned by Edward Bernays' nephew.
Mm,
Edward Bernays, again, if you don't know, is Sigmund Freud's nephew. Psychologists have been propagandizing and trying to control the mind for a long time, working close with governments and secret societies. And we will get deeper into that because almost all psychologists are into the mystery schools. And the mystery schools is going to be the segue we lead to from MK Ultra because I believe mind control has been going on for thousands of years since the secret societies of Babylon were first started. And it
yeah.
was all about mental manipulation and deception. And you teach it to your initiates so they can learn to mentally manipulate and deceive the people like us, people that don't know,
Yeah.
right? That is why I'm focusing on this first before we get into the Mystery Babylon. So I'm going backwards in time just to show because I mean, we see that it's real now and the connections now. So then we'll go back. And once we do the UFO MK Ultra episode next, where we talk about the telepathy tapes and how aliens are probably rebranded entities of old,
Yeah.
it's going to really start making sense. And then we're going to transmit right into it. So
Let's
it's
do
going to
it.
be a good time.
Fuck
Stay
yeah.
tuned, guys. Stay tuned. So, anyways, psychiatrists should be in charge, and the people controlling minds should control the world. Calls for quarantining of people with anxiety, depression, or any of these things, calling them a danger to society. If you're passive, if you're possessive, if you're insecure, if you're a psychopath, then all these people need to be rounded up and electroshocked for
Mm,
hours. So the solution to this was to remove them from society, building up new attitudes through control without guilt.
good grief. Yeah, fuck
Suis-
this guy.
suicidal empathy is what I think of when I hear control without guilt. I think of Elon Musk and how he's saying that people are too suicidally empathetic, and I don't think that that is a good way to put it. I think people are sensitive and entitled,
Mm,
but I don't think that they're coming from a place of empath when they're, you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't think so either.
Right. It's crazy. Children, they think, have a right to not be indoctrinated by parents. And the president of every psychology board. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Never mind. So, yeah, that also reminds me of like break up the family. They create social services to take a child from the home. Like, this is all created afterwards. Just saying.
Yeah, it is very weird.
I mean, if you don't think this guy had influence, he was, like I said, the president of every psychology board when he was alive.
Mm,
Colleagues wanted to remain anonymous, though, that were connected to him because of how much he did that was fucked up and how much they probably didn't even want to be a part of, like I didn't want them to know I was a part of that.
yeah.
But the people that did talk anonymously did say that he was driven by wanting to be important. He cites his own work to prove something, right?
Mm,
So I want to segue this for a minute because this reminds me of something I thought about yesterday. So I looked up if during 9/11, I've heard something that 40% of the hijackers were still alive afterwards, right?
sure.
So I looked it up.
Mm,
and it said that BBC did post something and put an article out about that, but the confusion comes from, I love how it said that. The confusion comes from like a lack of something or whatever, right? And then, now check this out. So they said those people died. Now, do you want to know the evidence that proves that those people were dead?
Tell me.
One of the main pieces of evidence that proved that they were dead and that it was that person
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, not somebody else that's alive was the passports that they found almost perfectly intact, like 2 blocks
That's
away,
what they did
dude.
to
Like,
identify the bodies.
they said these passports are how we know that they're like that's it's like, dude, those passports were planted by you, and then you're going to use
Yeah.
that as evidence to then say that they were dead. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's kind of reminds me of him citing his own work. Like, people just start saying fuck science.
It's wild to me that not everyone knows that. Not
Yeah.
everyone even knows about the whole fucking passport thing.
Most people don't know about Building 7.
Yeah,
Most people
dude.
don't know about the dancing Israelis.
Yeah. I did shit. I'll be honest. I didn't even know about them dancing Israelis until we brought it up.
Dude, them motherfuckers are probably the ones that did it, man. If you go listen to our Patreon episode about 9/11, you guys will see what we're saying, dude. I
Yeah.
think we're the only ones saying and mentioning the fact that that elevator was being worked on by a company stationed in New Jersey, and then there was a van full of Israelis that were found in New Jersey
Mm.
with a box cutter, taking a video of the planes going down or of the towers going down, dancing, happy, and a woman called the police on them. And whenever they were arrested, they said, "Swear to God, this is what they said." They said, "We're not your enemy. The Palestinians are."
Wow.
Okay. Wow, right? It seems like they're automatically projecting on who the enemy is supposed to be. And then who did we go to war with afterwards? After we met Israel and everything with Bush, and on October 7th they announced
Yeah.
that we're going to war. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what I'm talking about, bro. It's so fucking clear, but you guys should check out our episode and you'll know all about that. So anyways, American Assassin.
All right. So this was a movie, just really quick, and I want to brush over this, and then we can get to the good shit that
No, you're
everyone's
good.
waiting
You're
on.
good.
I just started watching this movie the other day with my girl, and this movie was released in 2017, and the plot is they're fucking trying to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Isn't that fucking wild?
Wow. That don't surprise me though. That don't surprise me
When
though.
I
I mean,
when that like came out, when they said that shit, I fucking paused the movie and walked around the living room for a few minutes. I was
that's
like,
great.
what is
Yeah.
going
Like,
on?
whoa.
Yeah,
Dude, they
dude.
do that shit. They do that shit. Um, I mean, fuck Charlie Kirk. Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But that's a big thing,
But I
everybody's
mean,
talking
who knows
about.
though?
Yeah. I gave a take on that on Outside Minds. Go check it out. Last episode that they did.
I'll check it out.
But yeah, so you know, speaking of that, real quick. So this is on topic. Fight Club, right? Is a book and a movie.
Hmm.
Okay, the movie is actually not as in depth as the book. I'm thinking about doing a book club on the Fight Club book
That's how most
because,
movie book adaptations are.
well, the Fight Club. Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. The Fight Club book, they had IDs, a wall of IDs,
Mm.
and they talked about human sacrifice, and it was more obvious of what it is. Like, the movie is about mind control, secret societies, like essentially everything I'm talking about with the silent weapons and the Mystery Babylon shit.
Yeah.
It was like a modern version. This guy, Brad Pitt was him. So the narrator is Brad Pitt, right?
Mm.
And so it's his alter, right? And so
Yeah.
again, that gets to the alter thing, right? And then within that, there's the human sacrifice. There's mentions of just things that are very reminiscent of what, like, secret society. Like, first rule is, you don't talk about the Fight Club. That's a secret society. I mean, that's right there. So anyway, with that being said, at the very end, he says, "My eyes are wide open."
Yeah.
Now that same year, there's a movie that came out called Eyes Wide Shut. And
Hmm.
that Eyes Wide Shut, do you remember what that movie was about?
Not particularly.
Oh, dude. So this movie, okay? We're going off on a tangent, but it's worth it. So this movie came out the same year, okay? It's pretty much based about the Rothschilds, okay? The elite, okay? He goes to an elite party. It's a masquerade party, and
Mm-hmm.
then during this party, all of a sudden out of nowhere, motherfuckers they got somebody they're doing like a ritual, and people are in hoods, and like there's candles and everything's in red.
Oh,
And
that's weird.
Stanley Kubrick made this movie, and before it was released, he died, and then it was edited before it came out.
Oh, so it
Because
wasn't it
because
wasn't necessarily the director's cut.
No, because the scene that I'm talking about, he showed too much, the theory is, of the ritual that was done in the Rothschild's castle, essentially, is what it was supposed to represent.
Yeah.
An eyes wide shut party is what it's called. And my point is, a woman died after that. And then the whole thing is like, what's his name? I forgot his name. Nope. Tom Cruise is trying to figure out, like, if she got killed. And it's a masked orgy of a secret society and all this shit, right?
Ooh, that's
And
go ahead, sorry.
yeah, it's pretty much everything I'm saying. I mean, everything I'm talking about. And it's funny because the other movie that he says my eyes are wide open. It's about mind control, secret societies, and human sacrifice.
Mm,
This movie is about the elite doing rituals, sacrifice, secret societies shown more outwardly, right?
yeah.
And then the same year, The Matrix comes out, bro, and Minority Report. Like, dude, that year was crazy, dude. Like, that year was a wild year for movies to come out. Like, they were all predictive programming for the millennia to come. Think about it. It's the year before 2000.
Yeah.
They're manifesting the new age to be what they want it to be. Think about it.
They really were. And they were I mean,
Yeah.
they knew motherfuckers were going to the movies.
Yeah. In 1999, everybody went to the fucking movies, bro.
Yeah.
And then everybody was scared about like 2000 and what's going to happen and the world's
Mm-hmm.
going to end. Well, no, but they were doing the whole ritual Freemasonic. We're going to put our energy into this
Yeah.
hyper sigils, right? Hyper sigils we've talked about on movies. And then boom, guess what? All the things that they did came true or are
Yeah.
coming true.
And what I think, in my opinion, kind of thickens the plot here. Kubrick died of a heart attack 6 days after showing the final cut of Eyes Wide Shut to Warner Bros.
6 days after showing it to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is owned by. I won't get there. But if you want to know, go to our Patreon. I've got an Israel deep dive. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Take that out. Cut that. Anyway, no. So, yeah, I've got an Israel fucking deep. I'm just joking. I got an Israel deep dive, dude. We're going to be doing, all right? And a lot of answers are going to be had, okay?
But
So, this dude, Ewen Cameron, bro, he would confuse, disorient, and cause incontinence to a lot of these people that came in with like basic things wrong. I
yeah.
mean, schizophrenia was like the worst of it. He would break them down to a child level reaction, damaging their brains.
Mm,
And they suffered permanent amnesia. Like up to 3 months before they even got there, they couldn't remember anything.
yeah.
And they suffered hypnotic sleep. They had hypnotic sleep treatments that were done to them for 20 to 22 hours a day for weeks on end. So again, that was whitewashed because it gets fucking wild. Could a patient's behavior patterns be erased and a new one inserted in its place? That was kind of his hypothesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, his depatterning and psychic driving, which is where he would put messages in place in their brains. So he'd play something on a loop over and over and over. 250,000 to 500,000 times were the most times he looped a message.
Good
Okay.
grief, dude.
For 20 to 22 hours for months, bro. While they were on drugs, hypnosis, they had things covering their eyes. They would have socks around their hands so they can't touch their body. So they were completely disassociating from their self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very dark, dude. 30 minutes for one time a week is how it started, but then 20 to 22 hours for months is how it went later, multiple times a day. And they would lay down in a bed with a pillow microphone and a speaker like in the ceiling at first, and then later it turned into headphones for like direct
Jesus.
speaking into their head. Like it
Yeah.
got crazy, dude. I mean, he would disinhibit patients, giving truth serum to them. So they, I guess, would say their probably darkest things, and
Sure, yeah.
you could, prolonged sleep for psychic driving messages was sometimes from 10 to 12 hours. a day they would be sleeping for 5 to 10 days straight. He would just keep giving it to them, so they would keep going to sleep for 12 hours a day. But yeah, there's a lot of prolonged psychological isolation. And like I said, the arms and tubes and everything to keep them from also isolating from their own body, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, this is completely fucked, but just imagine like a nurse going, "Yo, doctor, this guy's like near death. We should probably like cut back on this one." He's like, let's just see about one more day. Let's just see about
That
one more
person,
day."
that person's the next person that ends up on the table, bro.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
dude.
like,
Yeah,
"You
that
want to
person
fucking
ends up.
question what we're doing here?"
No, at one point, he actually did do this to somebody that worked for him.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, yeah, dude. This
Oh
guy's a fucking
god.
psychopath, bro. Legitimate psychopath.
He's a super villain, dude.
Yeah. He would give LSD unknowingly while he would do all those things, right? So they'd be on LSD while they got the headphones, repeating
Mm-hmm.
things in their head over and over and over. It's just nuts. As soon as they would break from them saying like you're not good enough or you're trash or you're whatever,
Mm.
repeat it for 250,000 times, and then as soon as they broke and finally mentally cracked, then that's when they would start putting other things in, and that's called psychic driving. So whenever they would fully disassociate, that's when you would try to drive,
Mm.
right, by putting in new things that you want them to know or have in their head. And yeah, patients awfully often were sent into deep psychosis.
Hmm.
That's pretty much what he caused. I mean, um, but yeah, the same message would go on for 150 days sometimes, 20, 30 days, 16 to 20 hours a day. I mean, this dude was nuts. He would give PCP to people to disassociate. And then he also would give them like uh what was it called? Electroshock therapy if they were still fighting. Like if they're
Good
fighting after
God,
all the
dude.
stuff I did, like if I just said after everything I just said, if they still are fighting, dude, it's time to kick it up to electroshock therapy, bro. And then that's when shit gets really fucked up. Most people were mildly ill at first, like I said, so it's just so crazy that it got this crazy deep, dude.
It's amazing that this dude was able to do all this shit, but still fucking sleep peacefully, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, he was fine, right?
It was
He was just
cool.
chilling. He was happy. He was happy with him. Well, he's probably happy with himself because he wanted to be important and he felt
Oh, yeah.
important.
And he was
President
getting a
of
shit
every
ton of money
board.
too, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, definitely. He
Yeah.
was getting fed money from the government,
Yeah,
black
he was
budget style.
kicking it.
Hmm. So, he said we could do this to anyone, psychic patient or not, to fix people. But they were vegetables.
Yeah.
Like they became vegetables, bro. But he said all this.
Fucking steamed vegetables.
He would ignore every bit of like this isn't working and just keep driving harder, bro. Every time it didn't work, he would just do okay, time to double, time to triple, time to quadruple what we're
Yeah.
doing. So there was new levels of depatterning that he reached, where for 20 to 22 hours a day, he would do psychic driving with sleep-induced patients. And he wouldn't feed them, like he would feed them liquids for weeks, and then they would get solid foods after 2 weeks, loaded with insulin to give them some kind of like, I guess insulin fucking overloads somehow contribute to this.
Good God, dude.
Um, with the electroshock therapies, 30 progressive rounds for 30 days. So it progressed. So by the end, dude, I mean, you got shocked 150 times, 23 to 150 shocks either a day or, I mean, I couldn't imagine there was only 150 shocks in 30 days. So it had to been, if it was progressive, that by the end of the 30 days or in the middle, you're getting 150 a day.
I mean, if you make it
That's
that fucking
nuts.
far, but I would
I
imagine
mean,
150 shocks to your brain a day would probably turn it to liquid.
that's what he did to these people,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, that's legitimately what he did.
No,
That
like,
was 100% what he did.
yeah, yeah. Took all
If
the
not
wrinkles out.
fully, if these people weren't fully depatterned or mind wiped, he would repeat the process
He was like, "You're
over
gonna
and
fucking
over.
break, dude."
Dude, the patient would lose language, knowledge of if they were married or a father. They would, they'd just be a vegetable. Narrow time. He said that the patients are living in a place of narrow time and space.
Jesus.
Oh my
What a fuck.
God.
This dude really is
Could
a
you
supervillain.
imagine? Dude, yeah. I mean, a narrow place of narrow time and space, bro. Like,
Yeah, what the
that's a
fuck?
fucking, that's like, you just called them a goldfish or an infant. I mean, that's what that is.
Yeah,
Like, they don't know,
pretty
you don't
much.
remember anything. You're just in the same fucking place, you know?
They're in this void. That's the second time you tried to hit that vape from the back.
Dude, you notice that? I need to give this motherfucker up, man. Dude, so this guy was at the McGill University, right? And Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris went to McGill University, just so you know.
Damn,
That's just that's sus, you know?
a little
I
bit.
mean, whatever, maybe that's me, you know? Who knows? I
Kind of
don't know,
program
man.
they
I'm
got
just
there,
saying.
dude.
Yeah. Now during the Cold War, we were working very heavily with the Russians. When it came to mind control experiments and things like that. So there was a device that looked very similar to the Oculus that they actually used during the Cold War. The Russians, the KGB did for interrogations, where they would put this thing around your head that looked like VR goggles,
Yeah.
and they would try to interrogate people and break them down and control their mind. Right. Well, you got to remember, all this started like in Asia, bro, like in the Manchurian Candidate shit.
Mm.
This all started whenever we had people that were uh army fighters, right? They were over in Vietnam, I think, and they were coming back like fully mind controlled, like doing fucking shit for the enemy.
Damn.
And so we that's why MK Ultra started. We got terrified. We are like, yo, we can't be letting that happen. We got to
Yeah.
do this. And that's when it all really kicked off. And so Russia was obviously doing this at the same time. And so we used the Cold War as a disguise to work with them behind the scenes on a lot of black budget projects like MK Ultra.
Mm.
So you should look up the headset device KGB Cold War brainwashing. I know that's a lot of keywords, but just go for it. Or just brainwashing even. We could just go for that. I bet you we could figure this out. I saw it on a CIA doc. There it is. Go for that.
That fucking thing?
Well, go for it because it might be about it. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood's brainwash. No, no, no. Never mind. Fuck. It's CIA document. Look up CIA document and see if that's a thing. Like along with what you typed. Ooh, Hungarian conservative posted something about it. Anderson and KGB inserts. We could like quickly fucking go through psychoenergetics research. Oh, dude, I think we're creeping up on what I'm talking about here. So they did the same thing though. Oh wait, go down. The KGB did a lot of sensory manipulation. Brainwashing headset is possible. Dude, I'm telling you, go down. Because I know for a fact I saw.
Yeah, they're fucking
Go to one of those
doing
two
that
documents,
bullshit.
CIA documents. Yeah, because I saw it on a CIA document. That's what fucked me up. I don't know if this is it, but go ahead and scroll through it.
It was a 101.
Oh, wow. The one above that. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We're going to find this headset. I know it. Okay, this might be it. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's see if we can find this headset, dude.
A
Because I'm telling
picture
you,
of it?
yeah, they had it. Well, it was a diagram of it over their head. The
Uh,
CIA, dude, the CIA might have had it, bro. But what I read was they got it from the KGB. So maybe we need to type the CIA had it,
let me see here.
and I could pull it up too. And if you're listening, we got to figure this out because this kind of gets into the whole concept of like, are we being mind controlled with stimulations from light, like blue light, strobing lights of screens, things like that? Because if that's the case, then there's a lot of credence to like this was where they started that. Let's see
Oh,
here.
Jesus.
Okay, CIA headset mind control. All right, give me a second. Communication by electrophilography. Let's see here. Ooh,
Is
yeah,
it
dude.
this?
No, forget it, guys. I apologize. One of these days, I will post it into the Discord and I will mention it to you guys. And I'll be like, listen, I found it. But I saw this about 5 years ago. So this is not. a recent thing I saw, but essentially what I'm saying is that I just think that there's something to that
Yeah.
that concept of like screens are doing something, and I think that they started it back then, and now the VR headsets are probably the next level.
Yeah, it's the VR headsets you can get lost in very quickly and you lose track of time really quickly too. Like
Exactly.
20 minutes turns into 2 hours on that fucking thing.
You'll be living in a narrow place
Yeah.
of space and time. And here's the thing, dude. I think our imagination might be one of the most important things that we have as a being. And think about how much it takes away your imagination.
Yeah.
Like your imagination is what makes you create and manifest, if you believe that. And imagine, like, vision boards. Pardon me, people talk about vision boards and shit like that, right? And what are you doing there? You're trying to manifest through visualizing a thing, right?
Mm.
And the more you visualize it, the more it'll happen. UFC fighters visualize the win. That's a new thing that they do where they literally hypnotize UFC fighters into believing in winning and this and that, right? There's something to that. But at the same time, they're trying to delete that attribute in most humans. And I believe that that's how they do it, like short videos, destroying the gray matter in the brain, which seems to be what kind of gives you that imagination.
Yeah.
And so like porn and shit like that, all these things that are owned by the usual suspects. And what I'm saying is it's like this is yeah, this is what I think they're doing to us, it's take away the thing that makes us special, that we are almost most like God because of the creativity we have from our imagination.
Mm.
Imagine God, right? God's probably imagining things kind of like our brain does. And the less we can do that, and the more we're dulled, the more we're like not to say not God, but like not like our true divine nature. We're more animalistic, materialistic beings.
Yeah.
And I believe that that's what they're trying to do with all of this shit.
And
And
they're
now that
being
we've been kind
I
of
mean they're
go ahead.
successful with that.
I know.
There are people
We've been
now
kind
who
of
don't really show much emotion, they're just
oh
kind
man.
like we talk about them all the time, the robots, the zombies that you see walking down the street when they're fucking knuckle deep on their fucking phone and shit, you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
they have done it. And
And lately it's like it's crazy. People are talking about the Super Bowl and shit like that. And it's like, dude, it's just now October. You guys are talking about who's going to be the person playing at the Super Bowl. Do you not see that the digital IDs are mandatory in every country damn near right now?
yeah,
Did you not see Trump say he wants a biowarfare convention, and then after that in the same sentence say he wants an international digital ID and he hopes all the countries cooperate with that? Dude, Europe saying we can't go there if we don't have a digital ID? Dude. And
yeah,
then what? You guys are like, I know people that are way too smart to be fucking that stupid to not think that this is important. It's crazy, dude. And that's what you're talking about. People that are just 100% ejected from any source of real reality. They're in this weird world where they actually are so apathetic that they aren't worried about any fucked up thing happening because they believe that everything just passes and it keeps
yeah,
passing just like every news cycle, and they feel like, oh, the genocide, that's not happening to me or anybody I love, so I don't feel anything. I feel apathetic, right? Not me, but I'm saying most people. And once you build that up, bro, it becomes to the point where, dude, some woman just shot her son and then stabbed him in my neighbor, like practically in my neighborhood, bro.
yeah,
Do you know how many people probably read that? And that's in their fucking town. And probably didn't even feel like bad enough to almost cry or feel a tear or
mm,
anything. That's crazy. If you live right, like if you live right near a thing like that that goes on and that kind of, that's what I'm pointing to. Where it's like, holy fuck, man, they've done a good job at dehumanizing people. And whenever I
yeah,
was a kid, I learned that Nazis, that's what they did first. They dehumanized people, and then they were able to propagandize them into hating people enough to let them die.
yeah. On the way to work this morning, I actually read on the news that there was there wasn't a whole complete story, but there was a lady in the road on the interstate, and she was hit by a fuck ton of cars, and they
Oh
all
wow.
kept going, and a lot of people, I'm sure, were in their cars, and I could fucking I know I'm guilty of it. Was like, what the fuck is going on? Why is there all this goddamn traffic? and I didn't
Right.
fucking think that like something unimaginable could have happened. And when I'm driving past, I'm like, fucking motherfucker. And then when I get to work, I'm like, oh shit, someone got
Yeah. Somebody got cracked
fucking
real bad.
destroyed by multiple vehicles, and all I could think was, why the fuck why is this a slowdown?
Why am I being inconvenienced right now?
Yeah.
No, that's a fact, man. But I mean, you know what? That's a normal like. I mean, you afterwards had the introspect to be like, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, a person probably lost their life. You know what I
Definitely
mean? Like
lost their life.
that's
She
that's
for
what I'm
sure died.
pointing to. Oh wow. Well, that's what I'm pointing to. Where it's like there's no introspect with most people. The introspect is gone.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's being generated into a society on purpose, and I don't know how you undo that because it's been stigmatized to even be nice, almost
Yeah.
to a weird extent, right? Like it's
Yeah.
weird to do that. It's like
Yeah.
weird if you were like, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" You don't know them.
It's corny nowadays.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But isn't that how you weaponize something good to invert the culture into a demoralized culture that we see today?
Mm-hmm.
It was corny when I was younger to be nice, cool, or like nice or like generous or sweet or any of that shit, right? And I feel like that was weaponized. I talked about this with my wife recently where I was like, dude, did they just like think about how corny it is to say to be grateful
Yeah.
or to love your neighbor or whatever. It's like, wow, these are the most basic tenets that people, if they followed that, our life wouldn't be so weird,
Yeah.
you know?
And you probably wouldn't hate going outside.
Yeah. Or be terrified to take your kids anywhere because you're worried they'll get
Yeah.
trafficked, or be scared to go to a fucking ball game or whatever because you're scared it'll blow up, or whatever the fuck, right?
I've met someone
Scared to
who
go to church.
I've met someone who was scared to go through the drive-through.
Why? Because somebody will run and take their food on the right when they get handed the
Or
food.
they just have so much fucking, and they don't want to, like, I don't know, say something wrong.
Oh
It's
wow.
like, dude, yeah, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, man, but I mean that's what you're saying, dude. We live in that world and then, at the same time we live in a place that's like third world country level violent crime going on all the time, like in
Yeah.
the cities and shit. Like it is next level, bro. There's
Mm-hmm.
like a whole page I saw the other day was just full of just people doing drive-bys on each other.
Yeah.
Like the whole page.
Yeah.
And then the guy that has the page, I think he's doing some of them. Like,
Jesus
dude, I swear
Christ,
to
he's
God,
generating
I
his own
swear to
content.
dude, it seems that way. It seems that way because I'm like,
Damn.
this guy. I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the guy. Like, what
Fuck.
is going on? Like,
He's
what the
outing
fuck?
himself.
It's so crazy. And then, like, and people are just so like detached from it. They throw on a fucking song, it's got like 42, 42 Doug on it. He's like, I whop a dick, I
Yeah,
drop a
yeah,
bit,
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of shit. And he's like, coming down, and it's like singing about putting bullets in his head. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, this is crazy, bro. Like you're enjoying like these are real people dying right now, and you just
Real
threw a fucking
people,
song in the
real people
background of the
dying.
fucking yeah,
And
and you put a
yeah,
song in the background.
makes me think of a guy who got fucking shot and killed at a Schnucks across the street from my work last week.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn. It's happening everywhere, bro.
everywhere,
I
dude.
mean, that shit just I mean, a woman just killed her son down the street from my house
Yeah,
like
that's
2 days
fucking
ago.
crazy.
Dude, you know what's most fucked up about that? She tried to kill herself, went into the hospital, gets out. She's let go. Goes a couple days before she took a gun from her son's father's house. She shoots her son. Her son cries out for her, probably because he's sleeping and didn't know that she just did that, right?
Yeah.
She goes, grabs a knife because he's to console him by killing him and putting him out of his, and making him not hurt anymore
Mm,
because of the pain she caused. And then she proceeds to lay with him.
what the fuck?
Dude, that is so psycho.
Did she
Like
have
that
some sort
is
of episode?
I don't know, bro. I don't know
Oh
the
my
bitch.
god,
I'm
that's
just saying
fucking wild.
she clearly had an episode. She just got out of a mental hospital because she
Yeah.
was almost tried to kill herself. And clearly And this is stuff that like my dad is always pointing because he's really a realist, you know? He's the
Hmm.
type of guy to be like, you know, that's the type he'll say some shit like this, you know, be like, that's the type of bitch to drive off a fucking bridge, you know, with her kids because she, you know, because she loves him so much, she can't let him go. You know, she's got to
Yeah.
leave this world with him, you know? And that's what that is. And it's funny because my dad said that to me before, and I've never seen a real instance of that, but that's real.
Yeah.
That's real as fuck. Like, especially if you're like an older woman, she's a single woman, 50 years old, her son's 16, he's 2 years, he's out on his own, give or take. She's probably lonely, worried about like being alone forever, and she just does the worst thing you could possibly do, you know? Like nobody can have you if I can't, and I'm not gonna be alone and whatever. It's got to be
Yeah.
something along those lines. I can't imagine whatever other motive there would have been.
Yeah. I don't understand.
But anyway, yeah,
And I wanted to touch on the
crazy.
genocide you talked about real quick. It's still
Not it's
going on.
nonstop. Yep,
It's
never
still
stop.
happening, and they
This
almost
is first
done.
time. This is first time I'm doing this. I'm gonna hit the bowl a little while we talk.
But I mean, dude, they're almost done. I know there was this whole
They're
plan
not
that they
almost
had.
done. They're not almost done. I mean, yeah, they're done, bro. Dude,
Dude,
they just fucking bomb. They just bomb people because they haven't agreed to the ceasefire. Did you see that? They did the ceasefire. Oh,
that's
Netanyahu
what I'm
comes over
saying.
here,
That's what I'm talking about. So look, they had this
dude.
whole plan, and it was like, look, all they got to do is agree to it, and they
Yeah,
didn't agree to it, and they're like, all right, fuck you, and they kept going.
they did they even give him a chance?
I
It was
bet.
never in the plan.
So
And Netanyahu needs
supposedly,
this.
I think that it was like that he said like 3 to 4 days to respond. I think it was like 2 that it was public that they started doing shit again.
Yeah, because this just came out 2 days ago. Okay, so check this out as well. Do you think that Netanyahu's paying $7,000 a post to influencers if he wasn't going to continue a war? If he didn't need people to not bitch or cause a ruckus about
Yeah,
what he's doing? If he didn't need people on his side for longer? We have given $20 billion more to Israel for this war that they've been fighting than we've given to South Carolina for the fucking hurricane that hit there.
yeah,
We've given we're here's the thing that we do too. You can go look at this article. It says we're about to sell Israel $45 billion in weapons, $45 billion weaponry, Israel. So we're about to sell $45 billion in weapons. And so it's so funny because it says 3 times that it's going to be sold to Israel. Israel doesn't pay for their weapons because they all get subsidized. So, in other words, we're going to create with our labor force $45 billion worth of weaponry, which I'm a machinist. So I understand that that requires people like, you know, me or you, right, to make $45 billion in weaponry and get paid, right? And then it's all going to be subsidized. And the government, our government that's already $300 trillion in debt, is going to eat that bill. You understand what I'm saying, Justin?
yes.
That's
Um,
fucked.
all the articles that I'm finding, it's not quite 45 billion. It's
Oh, 6.4, my
quite the
bad.
jump, but it's 6.4 billion. But I mean, it's
I
still a
got
lot of
that,
shit. It's
dude.
a lot of shit.
I got that mixed up with the 45 million that he gave to YouTube so that way they would do the Hasbara propaganda thing. My bad. He's given so much money to so many people. I mean, I forget. So anyway,
Yeah.
right here
So
it says sell like over and over.
yeah, the plan package includes a deal worth 3.8 billion for 30 AH-64 Apache attack helicopters and 1.9 billion for 3,250 infantry assault vehicles for
And
the Israeli army.
this is all being added to the debt. But notice how they're saying it and framing it like we're gonna make money off this. Look, 3.8 billion is how much that's worth.
Mm.
Oh, we got 1.9 billion we're gonna be doing, and we're selling it to Israel.
Dude,
Full
some of these
throated
numbers are
support for.
fucking
Hold on, go down.
hilarious.
Oh yeah, why?
Just because, like, if you watch any of Trump's speeches, he just fucking makes numbers up on the cuff. He's like,
Yeah,
6 billion, 6 billion, it's great.
yeah,
It's fucking-
it's ridiculous. Go up actually, or no, yeah. Where does it say? Because I want to see the cell because I know it says it. I want to just show the cell that they say. Okay, up here. Okay. seeking congressional approval to sell Israel 6.4 billion in support equipment and weapons, including attack helicopters and troop carriers. People familiar with the matter said on Friday. It said it expanded operations in Gaza City on Friday, bombarded Hamas infrastructure while displacing. Now, by the way, I also want to point out it says at the bottom of this somewhere it's going to take a few years for them to get all these weapons.
Mm,
So why are we selling them these weapons if it's going to take a few years if they're not going to be going to war for long?
yeah,
Hello?
they got
Is
plans,
there
dude.
no right, dude? And then on top of that, this is going to be subsidized by our government. It's already 300 trillion in debt or 30 trillion or whatever the fuck we're in debt. So that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like we are subsidizing their war just like we did for Ukraine. 37 trillion. And it's about to be a lot more because I mean, fuck, that's went up a lot actually.
Yeah,
It was like 30, fuck, it was like 35 recently.
yeah. And I
But
mean,
anyway,
this is neither here nor there, but the U.S. government, as of right now, is still shut down.
oh my god, dude, hit show more. Let me show you how this works. I love this. Total debt. The national debt is the sum of all money the government owes. Public debt. Money owed to individuals, company, and other government. Oh, I understand. Okay. I thought it was trying to frame that public debt was a big part of the national debt. I was like, what? I was like, no way that's not what it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just
So
understanding the different kinds of debt.
so this is why the Trump administration said that you could Venmo them money if you want to donate to the government because we're giving all of our money over to Israel.
Oh, fucking goofy.
And then we're giving our money over to Israel and then we're giving weapons to them and we're not selling them. We're subsidizing them. So our tax money goes to that on top of the tax money that goes to their fucking pensions.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything they get from us is interest free. But they charge interest on everything that we get from them. Come on, man. This is outrageous. So get into what you're saying. Didn't they just kill some Hamas leaders?
Yeah, well,
Oh, look at that.
I think I brought it up on the last episode. They had like bombed Qatar or something, and then he briefly mentioned it.
So if you look down here, it says big attack. Hamas unleashes massive rocket volley. Okay. This is made by the Times of Israel. Now, or
Build a
Times of
website you
India.
love.
And remember, the Times of India and Israel work together very closely. So they're
Yeah,
propaganda arms of each other. So you got to beware whenever you got to look at who's saying what, you know? 5 rockets fired from Gaza. Yeah. Second Hamas strike in 24 hours under
mm-hmm.
constant rocket threat. Under constant rocket threat. This is 21 hours ago, so that way they could have a reason to get back in there and keep fighting. We have no idea who's shooting that where, by the way. This is a very non-contextual video of a rocket flying, and we
Yeah.
don't know really who's doing what where. So,
This was posted
again,
from Times of India 21 hours ago.
and what is the newspaper called for Israel? It's called Times of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So again, they're like the same fucking company, dude. It's
Yeah,
so crazy. They're both TOI. They're like the same. That's crazy. Uh,
yeah, same shit.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. I think I went over with, I mean, yeah, I did show you on the last episode with Ben, we went over. Oh, no, it wasn't with Ben. Did we talk about Netanyahu saying that the most important purchase right now is TikTok?
No,
And then he said he wants to buy X next.
no, I didn't. I didn't see that.
Oh my God, dude. Let me pull it up for you because this is crazy. Anybody who didn't hear my episode on Outside Minds, I guess I will play this because it's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. So he's having a meeting with influencers, okay? And this girl asks him, she says, what do we do about the Christian evangelical base that we have now lost because of people like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson?
Mm-hmm.
And his answer to this is so telling because he's pretty much saying we need to take control of the narrative. And he blames people for using like NGOs and stuff to buy the narrative whenever that's what he does. So it's crazy inversion of like who's doing what.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna share as background. I'm gonna share it as background. Oh shit. I just fucked up. I need to go to I gotta share my sound. Okay. You guys gotta hear it. Okay. We are ready.
In this space, evangelicals,
Can you
from
hear
our
it?
research,
Yeah.
evangelicals are the reason that Israel has been supported in public sphere outside of just Jews. So with Charlie's assassination and with the kind of trajectory that we see with like Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, I guess I'm curious about what's another game plan if we lose evangelicals.
This girl calls herself the Jewish American princess.
Jesus.
She goes on to like news stations a lot. She's an influencer.
Support for the state of Israel. What's our backup plan to be strong, like outside the diaspora?
Christian influencers. Okay, you said we talked about the woke right, and you said I call it the woke Reich. That's a brilliant.
You're the Reich,
The
motherfucker.
woke
This
right.
dude.
People, you know, they're not any different from the woke left. I mean, they're insane. They're loonies. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged.
So
systematically.
transparent.
A lot of this is done with money. Money of NGOs, vast. Money of governments, vaster. Okay? We have to fight back. How do we fight back? Our influencers. I think we should.
What the fuck?
Watch what he says here too.
That
It gets.
community, they're very important.
Watch this.
And secondly, we're going to have to use the tools of battle. You know, the weapons change over time. You can't fight today with swords. That doesn't work very well. Okay, and you can't fight with cavalry. That doesn't work very well. And you have these new things, you know, like drones.
Drones.
I won't get into that.
I won't get
We
into
have to
that.
fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are the social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is TikTok. TikTok, number one.
And then
Number
X
one.
next.
And, you know, so we have to talk to Elon. He's not an enemy. He's a friend. We should talk to him.
I added Elon. I said, don't do it. I was like, don't do it, please. He's gonna fucking do it, dude. Guaranteed. You know, because Oracle, and this is just a little intro. I mean, we're gonna be getting deep into the Israel Antichrist shit, and by that I mean the beast system created by AI is mostly owned by Israel. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that entail? We're going to be getting deep into that on the Patreon because I don't trust that to be able to be out for free. So I mean, whatever. You could buy the episode. I'll make it $1. I'll make it $2, whatever the minimum that they'll let me. But I want it to be able to be seen. So I want you guys to watch it because I'm telling you, there's a lot of fucking shit going on.
Yeah.
But listen to this. This guy is the owner of Oracle, started by the CIA. He now has the data cloud company that Palantir utilizes, OpenAI utilizes, and he talks about wanting to verify humans just like Sam Altman using a orb or something like that, or digital IDs. So these guys are the ones creating the digital IDs as well across the whole world so they could use their technology to track and surveil and predictively police everybody. And who were they going to do it for, and who were they beholden to?
Well, the renewal of the Jewish state is something that I think touches all of us. For 2,000 years, we were a stateless people. And now we have a country of our own, defended by all the brave men and women of the IDF. So anything we can do to support them who, you know, devote their lives for preserving the state of Israel, keeping the people safe, and allowing our state to continue in sometimes in very, very difficult situations. I have been to Israel. I've been to the border. I have spent time to the people who govern the state of Israel, and you know, I feel a deep emotional connection to the state of Israel and the Israel.
And that guy, his son just bought Paramount, CBS. They own everything. TikTok. So
Yeah.
just FYI, and I'm not
UFC
saying
is
that
about to be on
you know,
Paramount.
and up until recently, I would never have said like Israel's bad. Like, I wouldn't have even brought all this up, but I mean, it's funny how they're doing this genocide at the same time that they're really taking over the world with all these tech companies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't even be mentioning them if they didn't own everything. They now have 8 major VPN companies that they own. So every time you think that you're on a VPN, they're actually watching you. And this is also something we'll get deeper into. Unit 8200. Kash Patel's girlfriend is a part of Unit 8200. It was a venture capitalist arm that was started in Israel, $100 million invested in technology, cyberware. And now that has all become what we see today. Larry Ellison said, the technology does not come from Silicon Valley, it comes from Israel. That's why Netanyahu said, you're holding a phone, you're holding a piece of Israel in your hand. Because they're tracking everything. Pegasus only needs your phone number, and they can track and see everything you do on your phone. 8200, Unit 8200 is how this became a thing. And it was just signed that Unit 8200 is going to be involved in the deal with TikTok and Larry Ellison. So that's very important. And some people are fighting back, like the Colombian president, which calls on nations to invade Israel and save Gaza. We hope. We also have, speaking of all this, we also have RFK. He's such a cuck.
Well,
I'm about to show you how much of a cuck he is right now. This guy tells you, wear wearables. Everybody needs to wear wearables. And then at the same time, he's going to tell you about what he's worried about with the digital ID.
Is what I call turnkey totalitarianism. They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control we've never seen before. It's been the ambition of every totalitarian state from the beginning of mankind to control every aspect of behavior, of conduct, of thought, and to obliterate the.
And if you think we got off topic with the silent war, if you think we got off topic with silent weapons and everything, what did you just say? Since the beginning of time, these people, secret societies, whatever you want to call them, have tried to control the behavior and conduct of every aspect of people's intellect because they believe they're animals that cannot think for themselves. And this guy right here, he's in the fucking Oval Office as the Secretary of Health. And he's telling you the same thing. He's telling you exactly what we're talking about.
None of them have been able to do it. They didn't have the technological capacity. Today, the mechanisms are being put in place that will make it so none of us can run and none of us can hide.
Wow. Should we play the whole 3-minute fucking clip? I mean, this dude. Now, I'm gonna show you how he's a cuck, but the thing is, this guy's not lying to you here. He's a part of it, knows what they're doing. Fuck it.
Within 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low-orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply. Every right.
I mean, guys, dude, every right is contingent upon your obedience. Dude, I'm telling you, man, this is what we're going to see. We should play the Palantir commercial. There was a Palantir commercial where this girl was having like a horrible day. And, you know, I'll have to play it because it's a lot to give. But I'm like, why is Palantir making commercials about a dystopian Black Mirror type world that we're going to live in? What is going on? Why is Peter Thiel saying that putting regulation on AI is what is going to build the Antichrist because it's going to take over all nations? Why is it that regulation is going to be because somebody controls the regulating of it and therefore they're going to be, so we should let AI do whatever it wants? That's the alternative. So we're in a position now where he's even saying that the Antichrist, one world totalitarian government, Peter Thiel's saying this, it will be created if we regulate AI. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But, you know, watch this. Larry Ellison.
Your best behavior, because
you guys think I'm playing about
your
this
body
shit.
cams will be transmitting that. The police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording, watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on.
When you come to government and what government's doing, they're obviously
that's the richest man in the world. The richest man in the world just told you what they're doing. Trump just left the king's castle with all of the tech oligarchs that he brought to his dinner, the 33 tech guys. He brought them there. Why? Because they're doing a transition of power over to these tech lords. That's what's going on. And they're telling you right now. This is unprecedented, Justin. Like, we are really on the cusp of something real happening.
Yeah.
Like the most real thing ever that has happened, in my opinion. Look at this, RFK. You know, now you can tell he's a cuck. He's a cuck. But look at this.
Are you expecting them to come along later?
They're all with us, and I was honored to have Albert be the first. He's done a fantastic job with, as you know, with the COVID. He did a fantastic job with a lot of things. He's a leader, and
You know, with the COVID.
Look, he's gonna look
right
at him
at the top. You know, it's there. Eli Lilly has been fantastic, also your friend, my friend, and they're all coming
Angry
in over the next week. We're making deals with all of them.
Yeah, he hates it. The
Now,
money
what
must be
is that,
pretty
though?
good.
Well, $70 billion is going to Pfizer towards mRNA research. The exact research that he just 2 months ago said was unsuccessful and and kills a lot of people. While in the same token, he's creating a AI customizable vaccine research place in Texas, a part
Yeah.
of Project Stargate.
He also made Trump RX.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, dude. It's all really happening right now, guys. I mean, the 6G agenda is here. We are not hypotheticalizing if it's going to happen or what. This is here. This is like, I'm showing you the richest man in the world telling you everybody's going to be on their best behavior because we're watching and reporting everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck that
and
guy.
who
I
is
don't
he-
like the way he talks.
yeah, me either. Well, they're all gay, like we talked about. You know?
Yeah, they are all gay.
They're all gay because they hate creation, right? They hate our divine essence of creation and imagination, and they want to plug us in and keep us docile and suggestible and silent weapons. The MK Ultra. Was it really about protecting us from another country's brainwashing, or was it really about the fact that they realized, oh, there is levels to this that we haven't achieved. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
And now here we are. Maybe they've achieved a level that is unimaginable, and now they're just implementing it. I mean, I don't know. That's what we're getting into, and that's what we're trying to uncover
That's right.
if we have the time. We really hope we do, you know? Definitely need
Hopefully,
to start
dude.
stocking up. I need to start stocking up on shit. I need to buy property. I need to do all the things. I'm definitely behind. I know what's going on, and I'm not prepared.
Buy you some
You know?
extra cans every grocery trip. I buy you a couple cans.
Go hit the BuyMeACoffee for us, man, so we can get that shit going. You know what I'm saying? Me and Justin, we got to get ourselves a plantation. You guys can all come, okay? Let's pitch in. Let's get going.
Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen, okay? So you guys go show us some love. Go hit our description. We got like, follow, rate, share, all that shit. Come join us tomorrow or today. It's posting today, so today we will be doing a live. I will be doing a live at least at 5. Going into the chapter 2 of Behold the Pill Horse. You can receive the PDF file to follow along, as well as a StreamYard if you join the Patreon. Go check it out. We appreciate you joining us again. We got into a lot of crazy shit, man. It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Y'all take care.